Wes, we last talked to you about a year ago when you opened up for Shania Twain on her farewell tour. You've been a busy guy since then, including a new role in a big movie. Tell us all about that.
Yeah. So to be a bully in the recent Power Rangers movie. So it's I don't know, it was a lot of fun. I was a big Power Rangers fan back in the 90s. So being involved in a franchise like that was it was a lot of fun. Music has been my main passion and something I've been at my entire life. But directing stuff, I will read for roles as they come up. Incidentally, for this one, I auditioned for a pilot for another TV show, which I actually can't remember the name of now, in a character that was almost identical to the one I ended up playing. And I got a call the next day saying, hey, sorry you didn't book that one, but there's this other role that's virtually the exact same part. And yeah, they sent over some of the pages from that, which were all initially blacked out and covered in Sharpie because it was operating under a code name at the time. But as a diehard Power Rangers fan, I was able to decipher what I was getting into.
Wes Mack joins the show this afternoon. Wes, you've been in some pretty big roles in the past, including The Vampire Diaries, Smallville, Supernatural. Someone told me this morning that you had a small part in the Warcraft movie last year.
Yeah. I mean, incidentally, my part in World of Warcraft, I think, is excluded from the film. I know I filmed on it. It was actually a funny, sort of similar situation to Power Rangers in that I didn't audition for that. I was just offered part as a guard in it. I have a handful of lines, but I at the time was like, man, these really feel kind of superfluous. I feel like this could probably get hacked out. So I think I'm in the credit sequence, but I don't believe I appear in the movie. From someone
like me that has zero acting skills, what's the best thing about doing that type of a job?
I mean, I just like doing creative things. I like directing, music videos and films. I like creating music. I like acting because all those things just give me different creative outlets. That's the thing that gives me some of the most enjoyment. I mean, acting is nice. You get to play different kinds of characters and find yourself in really bizarre scenarios. Shooting on Power Rangers is something I was actually filming last week on a film with Liam Neeson. I have a scene with him in a film called Hard Powder. But weird moments like that where you're, acting off someone that you've been watching in films your entire life. It's all just adds to the stack of memories in your life, So I take a lot of enjoyment out of that and just in telling stories.
In addition to acting, of course, well known for your singing as well. The song Duet pretty much started things out for you on the country scene. You also got some new music coming out soon. Tell us all about that.
Yeah, so I finished off, I put out my first album back a year and a half ago or something like that. And basically, I've spent a ton of time since then writing. I went down to Nashville a couple of times, and I've done a bunch of writing just in various parts of Canada with friends of mine and other writers. I'm just taking my time trying to get I think I've done the writing phase, and I've done demos of songs. I wrote about 40 songs and recorded versions of about 30 of them. I'm just trying to pick it down to what my favorites are. I don't know. It's just been a process I didn't want to rush. It was the first album I really took my time on, and I was really proud and happy with what we put together. So I kind of wanted to apply the same philosophy to this, even though I, would probably be able to rush something out. That's, not what I wanted to do.
What's that one thing that's still on your bucket list?
I got lots of things on my bucket list. I don't know. I've never really thought too much actually about a bucket list. I'd like to, travel more. I'd like to play more shows. I'd like to go and get a physics degree or something that has to do with astronomy. I don't know. There's a lot of things. Honestly, man, if I could do one thing in life, if I could just be happy, that would be great.
So you have the Power Rangers movie coming up. What else do you have coming up this summer?
Basically trying to finish this record. Because again, we've done all the demos, but I have to actually get in the studio and do final versions of these, and probably at some point, pick which. It's my favorite group of songs I've ever written. I feel really strong on them, so it makes it difficult. It's picking which your kids is your favorite kind of thing. To see which ones are going to be the singles and what's going to make it on the record. So I got to do that and record those, and I'll probably end up directing a music video somewhere along the lines, and just get all those things in line and put out music that I'm proud of. Well, I remember you were sitting on the porch.